you always want to go on the next detox.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, which is usually not sustainable, I love to just recommend to people to eat it consistently. Eat it every day because you're naturally fueling your body with vegetables, which have fiber, antioxidants, and you're naturally detoxifying every day as you should be.
So what are those vegetables?
Great question. So Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, bok choy, mustard seeds, kale, and there's so many,
Well, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And I want to thank all of you for saying yes to joining me in the studio today. This is the Yes Life Show, the show where I share ideas and people to help you get to your yes life. Now, what is the yes life? Well, great question. The yes life is when you get to say yes. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Yes, this is my purpose. Yes, this is my workout. Yes, these are the foods that make my body feel amazing. I'm your host, Jessica Carroll, and today in the studio, we have a girl that if you want to know anything about health, nutrition, working out, just feeling your best, she is your go-to girl, Julia Glanz. Thank you so much for saying yes and joining me in the studio today.
Thank you for having me, and that was an amazing introduction.
Oh, so quick little background about her. She is a registered dietitian. Last time I said it, I said dietitian. I kind of combined nutrition and diet. Anyways, registered dietitian. She is a strength and conditioning coach, a former D1 athlete, and you have this whole online program just to really help people feel their best.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about you is that, yes, you have a strict diet and you pretty much eat the same thing every single day, but you also enjoy your wine.
Duh.
Duh. So everyone, it's the new year. People are always eating healthy, but then they kind of lose track.
Totally.
So just tell us, what do you typically eat on a normal day?
Okay, so I am N=1, and everyone should be N=1, because what I eat is not going to work for you, and it's not going to work for someone else.
Right.
So I think that is a big thing about social media. Is like we oftentimes look for these influencers or even professionals and want to know what they eat so we can mimic that.
Yeah.
And while that's a good idea, if you're just looking for a baseline, it always has to come back to what's working for you.
For you, right.
So my typical eating, it's really N=1. I mean, I'm weird. And
Yeah.
that's fine.
She embraces her weirdness.
Totally. And
like Brussels sprouts, turn her on.
they're my favorite. So, I mean, ever since I can remember, people have wondered why I eat the way I do, and I don't have an answer. But a typical day is some sort of protein, fat, carb, and it typically looks like a protein shake with cacao nibs and cacao powder because I love chocolate.
Yep.
And then I'll have some fruit.
Do you have a favorite protein powder?
I do.
Okay.
I love Garden of Life.
Okay.
So
plant-based?
And it's plant-based.
Okay.
Yes. All organic ingredients, and it is third-party tested, so you know that what you're getting in the beautiful container is actually the ingredients on the label.
Love that.
Because other than that, supplements are not regulated, and while you do want to trust the brand, sometimes you just don't know. So better safe than sorry.
So you wake up and you have a protein shake. Or
not necessarily.
Okay.
I'll have my 16 to 20 ounces of water. I'll chug that.
Okay.
And coffee. First things first.
Okay. Water, coffee.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. And then I'll typically do some work. I'll work out, and then that's when I'll eat first.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like wake up in the morning breakfast. It's
Okay.
kind of like it ebbs and flows.
Okay. And then so you have your shake, and then for lunch, or do you have a snack in between?
Not really. So
Okay.
that holds me over until dinner, and then I'll have a big, if you follow me, you've seen my massive salads, all the veggies. And then I'll have a very, very big salad, and that's my go-to jam. I have that pretty much every day. And if it's not a salad, it's some array of vegetables
Yeah.
with some protein, and that's either pasture-raised organic eggs or wild-caught fish, chicken, turkey, something like that.
Nice. Now, women and everyone needs protein, right? But how do you know how much protein your body needs?
Great question. So there's a couple ways to really know, and there's a lot of research out there saying anywhere from 0.6 to 0.8 to 1.2 to 1 gram per pound body weight.
Right.
Like there's so many numbers. 0.8 per pound body weight is kind of like the general rule of thumb. But that's a number. Nobody knows how to calculate that.
Right.
So what I like to use is if you look at your palm. Oh, am I in there?
Yeah.
So if you grab your palm and think about having a chicken breast on there.
Yeah.
So the thickness of your palm and the size is kind of like a serving for your body type.
Okay.
Which is going to be around 20 grams of protein for a chicken breast.
So you should have that much for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
Something like that. And that's not too much, not too little. That's great.
Okay.
And then if you work out or you train harder, maybe you need a little bit more. So, yeah.
Got it. Now, you're all about eating your veggies. Are there certain veggies that are your major go-to, or just any veggies in general?
Cruciferous vegetables are my go-to.
So what does that mean?
Great question.
What is it?
Cruciferous, yes.
Okay. Cruciferous? Okay, so what does that mean?
So cruciferous veggies are just a family of vegetables. Well, I want to preface this saying eat all vegetables of every color, but cruciferous are my go-to.
Okay.
Mainly because of their potent, not only antioxidants like all vegetables have, but they actually have compounds that, how do I want to say this, that activate your detoxification pathways in your body.
Okay.
So, all these people, especially, diets go on, whether it's the new year, after a big holiday,
Right.
something you always want to go on the next detox.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, which is usually not sustainable, I love to just recommend to people to eat it consistently. Eat it every day because you're naturally fueling your body with vegetables, which have fiber, antioxidants, and you're naturally detoxifying every day as you should be.
So what are those vegetables?
Great question. So Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, bok choy, mustard seeds, kale. And there's so
Ooh.
many, yeah.
Oh, I love all those. Those are great. Okay. Now, what are some triggers that you can, if someone's going to just check in with themselves, what are some triggers or things that you should look at to know my skin's breaking out, or I'm not sleeping at night, or what are some things that you can kind of go inward and see if they're aligned and then make the change?
Yeah. So, that's so multifaceted.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to taking a moment out of your day to just breathe.
Tune in. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're constantly stimulated by so much going on. We're so busy. There's all this stuff happening. We have friends, we have family, we have work, so many things. So if you can just take time a couple times a day, just 6 slow, deep breaths, with 4-second exhales, I think that'll really just, help you get in tune with your body and okay, are my shoulders tight? Are my jaw, or is my jaw clenched? Are my fists clenched? Something like that, just to relax
And breathe. Yeah.
And that's baseline. That's where you start.
And you know what I love about that is that a lot of people will, instead of just taking a moment to recognize and breathe, they'll grab for something unhealthy.
Totally.
So when you're feeling maybe a little lethargic or kind of low energy, what are some great go-tos to reach for instead of a bag of chips or whatever? Sometimes you're craving the unhealthy things. What are the right things to grab?
Totally. Well, make sure you're hydrated first.
Yes, water.
So drink some water. Helps with every function in your body, including mental clarity.
Yeah.
So that's number one.
Hence why you wake up and have a glass of water.
Yes, exactly. And if you're reaching for like a snack or just something to boost your energy, you want to have something with fat and fiber. So you can either have like fat, protein, fiber, fat and fiber, but something that's not just a carbohydrate source or sugar that'll spike your blood sugar, and then you'll drop back down, and then you'll want to reach for the next source of energy.
Right.
So that could look like an apple and nut butter, or it could look like a salad. You know, it could be a mini meal. Snacks don't have to be these processed packaged foods.
Right.
You can make smaller meals and have that like to satisfy you.
Now, what are your thoughts? So intermittent, like there's so many diets, intermittent fasting, and then there's like the keto. Like my brother, professional hockey player, he's now like full on vegan, and he's still getting great sources of protein, but he feels amazing. So first thing is intermittent fasting. What are your thoughts on that?
So again, N=1, and 2, intermittent fasting is like the umbrella of a lot of different protocols.
Got it.
So I'm a firm believer in time-restricted feeding or time-restricted eating.
Okay.
And that is just eating when it's light out and fasting when it's dark, as we've been doing for forever.
Oh, okay.
And I think 12 hours is, you know, a good starting point to just for an eating window and then a fasting window.
Yeah.
And the 12-hour fast gives your body time to digest and rest and reset. And I think that's so important, especially now, because we're constantly bombarded by fast food chains all along the streets. We have in like donuts at work, like all these things, snacks all the time. So just giving yourself that structure allows a lot more freedom within the day to be healthy. And then you know, okay, it's been 12 hours, I'm going to bed. You're fasting while you're sleeping anyway. So
right.
It's just tagging on a couple hours at the morning and night. And that's a really good way to start. So I definitely am a firm believer in doing that. And then the other fasting protocols, there's a lot of research done in animals, fewer studies done in humans.
Yep.
But there's a lot of good evidence that shows how it can reset your, not only like metabolism,
yeah.
What is that? Metabolism, but reset and clean up your cells too.
Is there a way to boost your metabolism?
Yes, strength training is a good way.
Okay, so when you say that, like weights?
Yeah, so weights, yes, but any form of strength training, as long as you're building lean muscle. Lean muscle is a very active tissue, so that revs up your metabolism because it requires more energy for you to utilize throughout the day.
And what are some like great workouts that consist of that?
Oh, there's so many. My personal favorite,
Yeah.
I had to say, is strength training. So
Okay.
some form of strength training with weights, and then some sprints, whether it's on sprinting on a bike, pushing sleds, sprinting on the treadmill.
She's a beast in the gym.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, this girl is so dedicated. Your dedication is truly inspiring, and you shared on social media, and that's why it's like, that's why I love social media, is because if you're following people like Julia, you're gonna get on there, and maybe when you're reaching for the bag of chips or the unhealthy thing, and she's like, so I just finished working out, and I'm gonna go make my protein shake. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna do that too. So it's a great motivation.
Thank you.
And I think that consistency is key.
Totally.
So I think you're launching a nutrition program.
Yes.
What are some of the main questions people ask you?
Literally everything.
Everything?
Everything from what do I eat, what time to eat, best sources of protein,
Yeah.
soy good, how many carbs can I have, how many treats can I have, like so many.
Are carbs good?
Which ones?
Exactly. So which ones are good?
Yeah, so fiber-rich carbohydrates from a natural source. So
Okay.
your potatoes, your sweet potatoes, quinoa, rice.
Okay.
You want to look for fiber-rich sources.
Yep.
Like I was saying before, if it's not rich in fiber, it breaks down to sugar very quickly, and that spikes your blood sugar. And in order for us to have even high energy throughout the day, we want to keep that level and not be on this roller coaster throughout the day.
Okay. So I always ask my audience some questions before, and one girl, she seemed really fit. She said that she does like Orange Theory and she runs, but she can't get rid of this like layer of fat, and she eats healthy on her stomach. Is that more like a hormonal thing, a gut thing? Like, how do you get rid of that extra layer of fat when you do eat healthy and you do work out?
Yeah. I would ask about life outside of those two components.
Like the stress,
sleep, water. And then you can even, if those are all good, like baseline of, you have a solid baseline of sleep, water, nutrition, workouts, then it could be internally where you want to look at blood work and hormones and even like get a nutrition panel to see if you're sensitive to anything, because if you have a food sensitivity, it's going to cause inflammation, which will then really just stall any type of weight loss. So yeah, you just kind of have to peel back the onion and
to figure it out
until you find the root cause.
Okay. All right. And then the second thing was supplements. You have amazing hair. I get asked a lot of times, what are great supplements for hair? And like just in general, do you take any supplements?
No.
You get it all from your food.
Yeah, genetics, I don't know. Yeah, but all from food. I do take protein, and then I should start to take vitamin D at the moment because I'm lacking some sunshine. But omega-3s, vitamin D are my go-tos if I'm going to supplement. The rest is from food, all the veggies, protein.
And then what about the B complex? What is the B complex do, like that supplement?
Yeah, so B vitamins are responsible for everything from hair, nails, skin, energy. A lot of it has to do with energy production, metabolism, utilization. So that's what the B vitamins do. Again, you want to get tested and see if you're deficient in B vitamins. Rather than just go straight to taking vitamins. You know? Because your body's just going to excrete them if you don't need them. So get tested, make sure, see what all your levels are. And then go from there.
Okay, and then iron. What about iron? So like if you're iron deficient but you don't eat red meat, would you recommend an iron supplement or just doing spinach or other forms?
Yeah, so you do want to have whatever form of iron you have, whether it's black beans or spinach. Having it with vitamin C will help absorption for your iron. And also that's another one where you do want to get tested because there's a lot of, negative side effects, especially like fatigue, lethargy, if you are deficient. And deficient is, on a spectrum. So if someone was going to come to you being like, new year, new me, what is the number one thing you would recommend them to do to kickstart this like healthy trend? Oh, well, who's the person?
Would you say like the most important thing is to just start moving your body or eating healthy?
I think it's talking to the person, seeing where they're at, seeing what they need. If their nutrition's lacking, start there. Totally. If their nutrition's okay, their workouts are lacking, it's like, okay, well, what do you like to do? It's really just meeting the person where they're at and then, navigating the right path for them that works for them, that they can stay consistent with.
It's all about figuring out the type of lifestyle that works for you, makes you feel good, that you can actually continue. Because if you do it for a week or a month and then you just go back to your old habits, her saying is what? Make it a habit. So it's all about consistency.
Yeah, it is.
Last question that I always ask everyone, do you have a morning routine?
I do. Wake up, drink water, drink coffee, move my body.
Wake up, water, coffee, move your body. Love it. Simple, and it just gets you going for the day.
Exactly.
Great, and then you come back and have your shake.
Boom.
Well, Julia, thank you so much for joining me. So where can they follow you? Because you got to check out her Instagram. Like I said, she's so inspiring.
Thank you. At Julia Glanz on Instagram, and that's where you can find me.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you guys got a lot of information out of her. I know I did. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.